Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, as always, into College Hoops Tonight. I am your host, Austin Samuels, and ladies and gentlemen, we are just a few days away from college basketball being back. I don't know about you, but I am thrilled. Games tipping off Tuesday night. We are going to preview the two biggest games coming up on Tuesday night later on in this episode. But right away, let's hop right into our big news stories. So the biggest news story is Oklahoma State, their basketball program, has received a postseason ban from the NCAA tournament for the 2021-2022 NCAA tournament. This is for fraudulent actions and corruption that took place back in 2017. 10 members from the school and from the program, none were players, but coaches and people who are part of the athletic program were arrested for fraudulent actions as well as some corruption as well. The specifics have not been released of this case. However, that is what I can tell you. So, really tough news for Oklahoma State. They were definitely going to be in the mix for the NCAA tournament this year with a really talented squad. So, tough break for them on that one. Shady stuff comes back and bites you in the ass sometimes. So, the other big news story is the number one power forward in the 2022 recruiting class, Jaharis Walker, commits to the Houston Cougars. Big signing for the Cougars in the AAC. Jaharis Walker is a really athletic big. He likes to get out and run. He loves to play in transition, and my goodness, can he jump. My comparison for him is a modern-day Shawn Kemp, throwback to the 90s, throwback to the Seattle Supersonics. However, like many of the prospects that I talk about in these videos, he needs to refine his jump shot. He stands at about 6'7", 6'8", and he likes to play on the perimeter, but his jump shot is still really rough. So that's honestly going to be his biggest working point, and that's his biggest weakness right now. However, a very talented player for the Houston Cougars. So, on that note, let's move right into our game previews for this Tuesday night. Hopping into our first game of the night. This game will be tipping off at 4 p.m. Pacific time. It is the Michigan State Spartans taking on the number 3 ranked Kansas Jayhawks in the Champions Classic. So this should be a really good game here. Michigan State last year, they were right on the bubble, managed to get into the NCAA tournament. They lost to UCLA in the first 4 last year. This year, they are picked to finish 6th in the Big Ten, so kind of right middle of the pack. This team has got a lot of newcomers and transfers, so it's really hard to tell where they're going to be at, come the end of the year. However, look to their 2 returning sharpshooter wings, Joey Hauser and Gabe Brown, to lead this team in this one and in the rest of the season. Looking at the Kansas Jayhawks, last year they had a pretty solid year. They were 21-9. They unfortunately fell to USC in the second round of the NCAA tournament. This year they have high expectations as always at the University of Kansas. They are predicted to finish first place in the Big Ten Conference. Look to seniors Ochai Agbaji and transfer senior Remy Martin from Arizona State to lead this team. Both guys are scorers, both guys are shooters, and they are going to make some plays in this game. I would say this game probably starts pretty slow. It's the first primetime game of the year, and both teams are kind of trying to feel it out. And there's a lot of newcomers on both teams, but I would say probably come second half, Kansas may run away with this one, although I do think it's going to be a fairly good matchup. Moving into our second game and the highlight game of the Tuesday night, the Champions Classic. This one will tip off at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's the number 9 ranked Duke Blue Devils taking on the number 10 ranked Kentucky Wildcats. Both teams last year didn't really meet their expectations, of these two blue blood programs. First of all, we look at the Duke Blue Devils. Last year, they finished 13-11. They missed the NCAA tournament for the first time in a really, really long time. This year, they have really lofty expectations, though, as they are picked to win the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC. In this one, look for returning point guard Jeremy Roach to lead this team, as well as look for freshman megastar Paolo Banchero to take over in this game. He is some people's pick to win Player of the Year in college basketball, so all eyes will be on him in this one. Looking at the Kentucky Wildcats, last year they actually had a losing record at 9-16. This year they are picked to win third in the SEC. Look at their two guards, Davion Mintz, a sophomore, and standout freshman Ty Washington to lead this team and really try and push the pace in this game. This game is going to be a really, really good one, I think, because it's two teams who have a ton of newcomers, as always. Kentucky always has a lot of newcomers. I would expect this to be a really, really fast-paced game. I expect a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes, but a lot of high-flying plays and some dunks, a lot of open threes. I will say it's going to probably be 1 or 2 possession game, but give me the Wildcats in this one as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is just about going to do it here for us at College Hoops Tonight. Basketball is just right around the turn. It is coming up on Tuesday night. We got a great slate. It's going to be really exciting, and I will be here to cover it all. You've been watching College Hoops Tonight. Thank you, and good night.